This video will demonstrate some of the tools and features available inside the Bongo virtual classroom. In order to begin your virtual classroom session, from your FOL course homepage, select Media Tools from the top navigation toolbar, and then select Virtual Classroom. You will be forwarded to the Bongo homepage built right directly into your Fanshawe online course site. Find your scheduled meeting under the Active Meetings section of the homepage, and head to the far right-hand side under the Action column and click on the vertical ellipsis icon. Here you can launch or begin the virtual classroom session. You will be taken to the meeting lobby page where important information and details can be found about your session, including the external URL that you can send to participants outside of your FOL course site. It also gives you some quick tips on how to maximize your experience in the Bongo virtual classroom. Click on Enter Meeting Room, and you and your students will be prompted to choose either to enter with the microphone enabled or to listen only. You may also choose to listen using your phone or to join by using your mobile device. You will be prompted to do an echo test. We have now entered the virtual classroom session. At the top of the screen, we will see the title of the virtual classroom session and our manual start and stop recording feature. In the top right-hand corner, we have our signal strength and some added settings and the option to either leave or end the meeting. Students only have the option of leaving the meeting. However, the host or the instructor can also choose to end the meeting, which then disconnects everyone from the session. You can choose to make this view full screen on your computer to maximize the viewing space. We have an annotation toolbar on the far right-hand side, and this allows us to collaborate and to add extra emphasis onto the screens that are provided. And we can also turn on the multi-user mode, which allows students also to have access to an annotation toolbar. The default is to have 10 blank white slides at the beginning of every Bongo virtual classroom session. We now have added features on how to control the view of this screen, so you and your students can personalize the view that you have. Participants may choose to hide the presentation by clicking the top right-hand corner blue icon, and we can restore the presentation view by clicking again in the bottom right-hand corner the screen icon. We can enlarge this presentation screen, and we can also expand the width of it. We may also zoom in on the presentation window. In order to upload a PowerPoint presentation or other document, click on Presentations in the bottom left-hand corner of the white box. Here you will be prompted to add or upload your files either from a drive on your folder or a USB stick. Once the file has been selected, click on Upload, and your file will automatically be converted from a PowerPoint extension into a PDF extension. It's important to note that once your file has been uploaded directly into the virtual classroom, there will no longer be released animations or any links that you might have had on a previous PowerPoint presentation. Once the conversion is complete, you will automatically be brought back to the virtual classroom session, and your PowerPoint will now be displayed in the presentation window. We can move forward through the slides or click on the slide number icon and be given a choice of moving at different points within the presentation. Again, here with a PowerPoint, we can zoom in or increase the size of the presentation window in order to draw emphasis on various parts of the presentation. We can revert back to the blank white slides by clicking on Presentation in the bottom left corner again, and then putting a green check mark into that default PDF file. And this now allows us to seamlessly move back and forth between the PowerPoint presentation and the blank whiteboard. On the bottom of the screen, we have our mute and unmute feature, the option to leave the audio, the option to share our web camera. Here now we have the ability of selecting not only which camera we would like to have access for Bongo, but also the quality of the web camera setting. Bongo now has the ability of sharing up to 10 web cameras at a time, and we also have the option as a user or a participant to really personalize the view here by clicking on the two parallel horizontal lines found in between the web camera and the presentation window. Users can adjust the size of the camera and the presentation window to suit their needs. You may also expand or make full screen the camera. And you may also choose to focus on one camera when multiple cameras exist. And you can easily stop sharing your web camera at any point. We also have the option of sharing your screen. Here, our participants or students, we can choose to either share the entire screen. You can share an application window. So a file on your computer, a Word document or a PowerPoint presentation, or you can share a website or a video with your students. On the far left-hand corner, we have our participant list with you as the instructor or host showing at the top of the list as the presenter, and any participants or students that have joined your session will show up underneath that list. We have the ability of controlling a few things about our participants from this screen. We can either quickly mute all microphones at the top of the participant list, and we also have now some added features about whether or not we want to provide permission for participants to share their web cameras, to see other viewers' web cameras, to share their microphone, and to participate in either the public or the private chats. We can open the chat window here and be able to not only send messages to the entire group, but we can also upload files to share with the group as well. There are polling features where we can set up a poll question. You may either choose to have the question pre-populated on your slide, or perhaps add in a text box onto the annotation window. And then ask the students to participate in a poll, whether a yes, no, true or false, or a multiple choice question. You may also choose to add custom answers to the poll and add in your own options. When you initiate the poll, the students will be prompted to participate by clicking on the bottom right-hand corner of their screen, either yes or no. As a host, you will see the live results entered on the left-hand side of your screen, including the name of the person who has responded and also what that response is. You can choose to either stop and publish the polling results for the entire class to view. These are anonymous results though. Or you may stop the polling and keep the responses to yourself. Bongo Virtual Classroom also has the ability to create breakout rooms for your participants. The default is to have 2 rooms, but we can have a maximum now up to 8 breakout rooms in total. And our maximum duration, or our default duration, is 15 minutes, but you can adjust this as needed. Our participants are listed in the Not Assigned room, and we can either drag and drop the names into the rooms as we would like to organize them, or we can click on Randomly Assign and have Bongo do the room distribution for us. Once the breakout rooms are created, the participants will be invited to join the room, and the instructor can see the details about who is in which room and how much time is left remaining in those breakout sessions. If you suspect that there's a student that has joined the session late and still needs to be invited into one of the breakout rooms, simply click on Invite Participants to be taken back to the breakout invitation screen. You can end all breakout sessions at any point, even prior to the time remaining countdown clock, and all of your participants will be encouraged to rejoin the main virtual classroom session. Finally, we have a closed captioning feature. This allows us to select someone from our participant list to transcribe the live session in order for other students to benefit from seeing that live captioning. In order to conclude your session, head to the top right-hand corner of the black frame, click on the vertical ellipsis icon and select End Meeting. You and your participants will be disconnected, and if you have chosen to record your session, the processing for that recording will automatically start to take place, and your recorded meeting will be available on your Bongo home screen.